The Roadrunner Battalion Winter Commissioning Ceremony will begin in 2 minutes. Today's program will be streamed through social media. You may find a lag or delay. We'd like to thank you in advance for your understanding and for your participation in celebrating the great accomplishments of our cadets commissioning here today. Please take a moment to mute your audio. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Roadrunner Winter 2020 Commissioning Ceremony. This afternoon, you'll witness the MS4 cadets accept appointments from the President of the United States, transforming them from cadets into commissioned officers in the United States Army. They have met the military and educational training standards and are now ready to accept a commission that is central to their future roles in the defense of our great nation. Today's ceremony is a traditional military event that is rich with symbolism and heritage. It recognizes these cadets' formal leadership development, their problem-solving abilities, their dedication to our nation, and their belief in an overarching foundation of professional ethics. Today, we are honored to have in attendance several distinguished guests. On behalf of the entire Roadrunner Battalion, we'd like to thank them for participating today and their ongoing contributions to our Army and the battalion. Joining us today, Lieutenant Colonel Brand Covetti, U.S. Army retired. A UTSA alumni, Mr. Covetti is our guest speaker for today's ceremony. Joining us virtually are Lieutenant Colonel Manny Ayala, U.S. Space Force, and Master Sergeant Patricia Font, U.S. Army retired. Finally, the friends and family of our commissioning seniors and the members of the Roadrunner Battalion joining us via social media. If I've missed anyone, I apologize. Welcome everyone to our ceremony. Please join me in a round of applause for our distinguished guests. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the national anthem by the 323rd Army Band, Fort Sam Zone, and remain standing for the invocation provided by Sergeant First Class Ford.
Good morning. Please bow your heads. Dear Lord, Thank you for answering the prayers of so many this day. Bless these commissionees as they begin this new stage in their lives. Be with them throughout their travels. Protect them against the dangers present in peace and in war, so they may continuously return to you in thanksgiving. Lord, continue to enlighten their minds, strengthen them in body and in spirit, so they may accomplish all you may place before them. We ask this in your name, amen.
Please be seated. Today is a special occasion for our cadets, as they commissioned to the rank of second lieutenant in the United States Army. They have many special people in their lives, such as parents, teachers, mentors, family friends, and family members, to help them achieve their success. As heard by those who have served or are currently serving, words cannot express the value of having a good support system. To those in the audience who have served as their support system, we thank you. Your tireless dedication has played a part in leading them here today. As you listen to the words of today's ceremony, know that your child, sibling, spouse, family member, or friend has made a voluntary choice to become an Army officer. Charged with protecting our great nation, they will serve a cause greater than themselves, something that few people outside the military understand. Support their decision, respect them for their courage as they begin this unique yet rewarding career as a commissioned officer. The commissioning ceremony marks the transition from student to Army officer. The Roadrunner Army ROTC Battalion has a prestigious history that dates back to 1979, when it was initially part of the St. Mary University Army ROTC program. Then in 1982, it became a separate program. Since that time, the Roadrunner Battalion has grown both in size and prestige. Presently, the Roadrunner Battalion is one of 36 universities within the 5th ROTC Brigade. The Roadrunner Battalion operates from the University of Texas at San Antonio and serves as a host school for Northwest Vista College, San Antonio College, Palo Alto Community College, and Texas A&M University, San Antonio. After today's commissioning, the number of second lieutenants commissioned through the UTSA Army ROTC program grows to over 850, which reflects a long history of exceptional leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, the Roadrunner Battalion's Professor of Military Science, Lieutenant Colonel Kristen Schifrin.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests, family, friends, and supporters of the Roadrunner Battalion. Welcome to today's commissioning ceremony. It is truly an honor to be present today as we commission these 5 cadets to the rank of second lieutenant in the United States Army. They have worked extremely hard to be standing here today. To the family members, friends, and supporters of these cadets, thank you for what you have done to help your cadet get to where they are today. The Army is a family affair, and we would not be able to accomplish our mission without the help from our family members and our support systems. Thank you. To the cadets that are commissioning today, the profession in which you are about to enter will not be easy. You are joining this profession of arms during an unprecedented time, and your leadership, now more than ever, will be critical to the units in which you'll be a part of. I'm excited for you as you begin this journey and know that you are absolutely ready for this task. Last but not least, to Cadet Diliaco and Cadet D and the team who worked for several months to ensure that today's ceremony was put together. Thank you for your hard work, your patience as we transition the format from a face-to-face ceremony into a virtual environment. Great work. This afternoon, it's an honor to have a former Roadrunner, Lieutenant Colonel retired Brian Calvetti, join us today for this special ceremony. Lieutenant Colonel Calvetti graduated as a distinguished military graduate from the UTSA Roadrunner Battalion in 1993 as a signal officer branch detailed to the Air Defense Artillery. Throughout his career, he has served in leadership positions from a Stinger Avenger platoon leader, company commander, and battalion commander. He has served at multiple echelons from the platoon up to the joint staff, and for his last assignment, he retired out of Scott Air Force Base in Illinois as the Deputy Chief of Operations for DISA Global Operations Command. Lieutenant Colonel Calvetti has deployed multiple times to Kosovo, Afghanistan, and Iraq. Lieutenant Colonel Calvetti is married to the former Lynette Flores of San Antonio, Texas, and they have 5 children. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me give a warm Roadrunner welcome to Lieutenant Colonel Brian Calvetti.
Thank you, Colonel Schifrin. Chairman. Thank you to the band that did the recording for today's event and to all that have put all the time and effort in to make this event happen here today. What a great morning. What a great day. Although we conduct today's event under much different circumstances than we probably envisioned just a few weeks ago, it definitely does not diminish the significance of the commitment to service, the defense of our nation and its ideals that our commissionees here today will take an oath later to uphold as commissioned officers. What a happy day for our commissionees, for their families, their mentors, and all who have nurtured them and raised them to take on and overcome the many challenges that have brought them to this point today. Thank each of you for attending and for your continued support of your soldier. Today, as we honor and recognize these cadets, we also celebrate your achievement, give thanks for your commitment and personal contribution. But it's always a great day, but it's also a great day for our U.S. Army and our Roadrunner Battalion. Having become an independent ROTC battalion and commissioning its first class back in 1982, today as a battalion, 38 years later, we are now over 850 cadets commissioned. It is indeed a great honor to be here today. And as myself, having been a December Roadrunner Battalion commissionee a few decades ago, I'm truly humbled by the invitation to serve as your guest speaker, especially since I heard that I beat out Mayor Nuremberg and my old boss, General Funk. But unfortunately, that last part is not true. It's hard to believe that 27 years ago, nearly to the day I myself, like you, was preparing to receive my butter bars, render my first salute to Master Sergeant Aguillon, and embark on a grand adventure as a leader in our United States Army. Looking back, it's just as hard to believe that just over a year ago already, the Roadrunner Battalion honored my family and I by hosting my retirement ceremony after nearly 26 years of service to our nation. To be honest and fair, as I participate today, I would be lying if I said that I could recollect who served as my guest speaker when I commissioned so many years ago. Thus, I know that I'm in good company and am reminded that today isn't about me. It's about recognizing each of the outstanding cadets here today about to begin their careers as a commissioned officer. After the years of commitment and dedication to earn the privilege, yes, the privilege, they are now ready to selflessly lead, mentor, and inspire soldiers as officers in our United States Army. So as I thought about what I would offer in my remarks today, I reflected back on my career and on those great leaders, good leaders, and maybe not so good leaders that I had the honor to serve with, observe, and support. What things did those leaders impart, provide through example, and ingrain in myself and others that truly mattered and set the great ones apart? What made them successful and their soldiers want to trust and follow them? What could I arm those of you about to commission today with to help you to become even more successful leaders? Out of an initial list of probably over 100 things, I've narrowed it down to these few, and I would like to briefly share those with you today. First, embrace and uphold the fact that our profession is defined by values, ethics, standards, code of conduct, skills, and attributes. It is truly what makes the United States military and those serving in it unique and better than every other military force. As such, you must be committed to the profession of arms. Fact, you as a military leader are held to a higher standard. Leadership is a privilege, not a right. Yes, a privilege, not a right. As a leader, regardless of what level you serve at, your task is to ensure that your unit and organization and its soldiers are the best led and the best trained, and that you are continuously developing them and yourself to become more adaptive and innovative leaders to accomplish the hard mission when that time comes. Always remember that at the end of the day, it's not about you. Leaders instill in their people a hope for success and a belief in themselves. Positive leaders empower people to accomplish their goals. Said differently, leaders instill in their people a hope for success and a belief in themselves. Positive leaders empower people to accomplish their goals, and nothing can faze the U.S. Army when our soldiers believe in themselves and their leaders. So I challenge you to get after it. Trust is earned, not given. It is through your actions, not words, that you will earn the trust of others. Remember, individual character and reputation are critical and will follow you throughout your career. Likewise, Understand that once trust is lost or reputation tarnished, it is even harder to reestablish, if at all. Self-importance. Always remember that you're only as good as your unit, your team, or your soldiers. Don't fall into that trap of a false sense of entitlement. No one owes you anything, and life isn't always fair. Understand that the difference between rank lies in the level of responsibility and the degree of accountability, nothing else. I say again, understand that the difference between rank lies in the level of responsibility and degree of accountability. Always hold yourself accountable. As a member and leader within our Army, you are accountable in 3 important areas that cannot be overlooked. First, to the American people, in that you must meet ethical and performance standards for yourself and for your soldiers, both in professional standards and personal actions. And thirdly, of the limited resources of which you will be entrusted to accomplish your mission, equipment, funding, and yes, the human treasure of those like yourself that have taken an oath to serve our country. Remember that perception is reality. Always be visible and talk to your people. Find out firsthand what perceptions exist within your unit and organization. And just as important, how are you perceived? Don't make assumptions. You might be surprised. If 2020 hasn't highlighted it enough already, change is unpredictable. Embrace, anticipate, and prepare for it. As you go through your career, do your best to keep abreast of current events, ongoing national and global discussions and debates, changing military policies, guidance, and best practices. Never underestimate the importance and power of teamwork. Be the expert in your area and learn about and from others, regardless of their rank or position on the team. Understand what role each person fills and what value and insight that they can bring when solving the larger puzzle. Contrary to what many may think, the best ideas do not always come from the top or from you. Likewise, as a designated leader on your team, focus on identifying an agreed end state first, then use compromise, not ego, to guide the team's effort in getting there. Similarly, I offer that finger pointing wastes time and your future raiders and senior raiders are not interested. Thus, be less concerned with fighting over who gets the credit and actually achieve your objective. Don't fight the decision once it's made. Instead, strive to identify and understand that decision and what will be needed to make it work or to influence others before the decision is taken. Identify areas of concern, associated risks that the decision maker may not have considered. Of course, keep in mind, you won't always like the decision. Always ask yourself who else needs to know or who should know. Never ignore a problem by dismissing it as not my job, or by sharing information that would benefit others and or possibly improve their situational awareness or even build their support of a decision that is taken. Likewise, never assume that everyone got the word. Always work to enhance communication to better ensure that everyone's efforts and understandings are synchronized. Silence is not always golden. And in fact, in your chosen profession, it can be dangerous. Lastly, don't ever, I mean ever, and if at all possible, let your boss get caught by surprise with good news or bad. And don't assume that he or she had already known. There is truth in the old adage that bad news doesn't get better with time, and the bad news should come from you. Details matter. Never assume. Don't be afraid to ask the question or take the time to pick up the phone or the hand mic to call or ask to verify the facts and information and then re-verify them before execution. Don't confuse following up or spot checks with micromanagement or a lack of trust. They are not the same. Remember that disagreement is not the same as disloyalty. Your opinion counts, but remain tactful and have the courage to raise an issue. Just remember to come armed with recommendations or solutions. Just as important to remember, always strive to surface any disagreement in private versus public whenever possible. Don't accept complacency. Always seek out continuous improvement. Ask yourself, how can I or we make it better? In the same vein, continual learning and education, both professionally and personally, should never stop. Retain a positive attitude and a sense of humor. Have fun. When it stops being fun, it's probably time to start looking for something else to do. And last but not least, always take care of your family, both at home and at work. Today, the 5 of you will join the ranks of those whose mission is to guard freedom. Each of you commissioning today reinforces the ranks of our Army, bringing fresh vigor, a renewed sense of urgency, and enhancing the lethality of our Army. You amplify a salient point that free men and women will volunteer to fight ethically and fiercely to defend our experiment that you and I call simply America. And finally, while I may not have had the pleasure of knowing each of you personally, know that I do have very high expectations of you, that your country has very high expectations of you, and that we are confident you will not let us down. To the families attending today, again, thank you. Thank you for the men and women you have raised to become soldiers and willing to serve something much greater than themselves. Congratulations to our armies and our Roadrunner Battalion's newest lieutenants, and may God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words of wisdom. Shortly, we will begin the pinning ceremony. Select individuals have been chosen by the commissionees to pin the rank of second lieutenant on the Army's newest leaders, and stand by to witness their first official act as an officer, receiving the first salute. As is tradition in the United States Army, these newly commissioned officers will present a silver dollar to the first enlisted service member to render them a salute. While the origins of the tradition are unclear, some say it dates back to the 19th century. Typically, the first salute comes from a current or prior enlisted family member or friend of the new officer, or from among the commissioning source instructors. The presentation of the coin symbolically acknowledges the receipt of respect due to the new lieutenant. This ritual recognizes those who have paved the way and is committed to serve in the same honor. At this time, we'll begin calling each officer. Following the pinning of their rank, the first salute will occur simultaneously for the officers in the selected NCO. Second Lieutenant Samantha Barbosa earned a Bachelor of Science in Interdisciplinary Studies. She was selected for active duty and for service within the Adjutant General Corps. She will attend basic officer leadership course at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. The rank of second lieutenant is affixed by her fiance, Jesse, mother, Cynthia, father, Noel, and stepmother, Lisa. Second Lieutenant Dylan Delianco earned a Bachelor of Business in Cybersecurity. He was prior enlisted 27 Delta, a paralegal specialist in the Texas Army National Guard before joining ROTC. He was selected for the Army National Guard and will serve in the Military Intelligence Corps. He will attend basic officer leadership course at Fort Huachuca, Arizona. The rank of second lieutenant is affixed by his wife, Amy Delianco, and his grandparents, Bert and Benny Delianco. Second Lieutenant Deanna Vaughn earned a Bachelor of Science in Criminology and Criminal Justice. She was selected for the Army Reserves and for service within the Adjutant General Corps. She will attend basic officer leadership course at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. The rank of second lieutenant is affixed by her mother, Pamela Romo, father, Ronnie Romo, and her husband, Alexander Font. Second Lieutenant Lily Cruz Garcia earned a Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology. She was selected for the Army Reserves and will serve within the Medical Service Corps. She will attend basic officer leadership course at Joint Base San Antonio, Fort Sam Houston, Texas. The rank of second lieutenant is affixed by her mother, Elena, father, Ray, brother, Tommy Ray, and grandmother, Jolana Praneda. Second Lieutenant Andrew Strachey earned a Bachelor of Arts in Criminal Justice. He was selected for the Texas National Guard in the Field Artillery Branch. He will attend basic officer leadership course at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. The rank of second lieutenant is affixed by his mother, Julie, and his wife, Misty. At this time, the newly commissioned second lieutenants will receive their first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as Colonel Calvetti, U.S. Army retired, administers the oath of office to the commissionees. The oath of office taken by the commissionees today is the same oath taken by American officers since 1776. Although the wording has changed over time, the vow to support and defend the Constitution, calling on the help of God to assure a faithful discharge of duties and responsibilities associated with being an Army officer remain consistent. In the next few minutes, you will witness the culmination of challenging training and academics, allowing the commissionees to wear the gold rank of second lieutenant in the United States Army. Commissionees, please stand and unmute your mics.
Commissionees, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Samantha Barbosa,
I, Dylan Diliaco,
I, Tanya Font,
I, Lily Cruz Garcia,
I, Andrew Strachey,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I
that I will
will
bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this
take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or
or
purpose,
purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
and that
and
I
I
will
will well and faithfully discharge the duties
of the office on which I am about to enter.
on the office.
of the office on which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Lieutenants, please mute your mics. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a round of applause congratulating all the newly commissioned officers into the United States Army. Please remain standing for the benediction, followed by the playing of the Army song.
Congratulations, guys. Please bow your heads. Dear Lord, thank you for allowing us the opportunity to bear witness to the commissioning of the U.S. Army's newest lieutenants. Please bless them and guide them on this new adventure and chapter in their lives. Give them the strength and wisdom to take all they have learned and keep our troops safe while guiding our soldiers to victory in their missions, consistently supporting the Army's mission. Be their beacon of light when they may feel that they are at their darkest. May they fulfill your will with everlasting strength. In your name we pray. Amen.
We're the army of the free, count the brave, count the true, who have fought to victory. We're the army proudly proclaim. We're the army proudly proclaim. First to fight for the right and build the nation's might, and the army will rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. And the time ahead, the army's on its way. Count the cake, flying strong. Wherever we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along.
This concludes the Winter 2020 commissioning ceremony. Please congratulate all of our commissionees. Thank you for your attendance and have a wonderful day. Leadership excellence, Apache, birds up.